Hello, show. What's good, my friend? Yeah, I spent most of my day dealing with the damn scanner, because I need, I need something to help me put my question files together. So what's the good word, troublemaker? Lotus, how go things? Wow, my chatbot is being a pain in the butt because it's not registering anybody. Ah. Playing as me? What, you mean you got somebody with a huge whisker biscuit for lethal? Snidely whiplash. I can never get the mustache to actually curl up, so I can never do a snidely whiplash. I would have to go get one of those, what do they call them? There's like these little sleeping masks that you put on tomato meat. Okay. So you were playing as sea chicken. No juicing on stream show. It was fun. It was hilarious. It was. I'm sitting there, and I'm glad he couldn't hear us, because I was cracking up. I was literally cracking up when it was happening. No, I have not been on IG enough lately.
Just make sure that you tune in to List Wits. You're watching List Wits. If you're playing the right way, just make sure that you tune in to List Wits. Just make sure that you tune in to List Wits. You're watching List Wits. If you're blaming the microwave, just make sure that you tune in to List Wits.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one, the only. And I got to shrink the puzzle down a little bit. Damn it. I did not realize it was that large. There we go. That works. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the one and only live interactive game show. Comes to you every Wednesday night, every Saturday night on Twitch. And I'm doing the Italian thing tonight. I don't know why. I honestly do not know why I'm doing that. It's something I got caught doing. I caught myself. I went back and I watched my last episode, and I caught myself doing this a lot. And I'm like, oh, I got a trick. I got to quit. I got to quit. You got creative juices going for a stream. Well, like I said, just don't juice on the stream. That's all I'm going to say is don't juice on the stream. Hello, Venom Girl. Hugs and kisses. How you doing, my dear? Venom should be, them's fighting words, Venom. I would use them and just tell him, you know where the microwave is, deal with it. That's what I would just say. That's just me. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the only interactive game show that comes to you live on Twitch. Yes, there are trivia channels out there. There are people that do quiz shows and so on and so forth. But this is the only stream where you guys can actually win prizes. And I was going to leave Walrus's prize up, but I didn't have room to stick it on the camera because of the puzzle. I think I might have to, I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take everything off the top shelf, and I'm going to put the prizes you guys win that I haven't boxed up, and we'll leave them up there for people to see. That's what I think I'm going to do. But the reason I say that is, again, and Sea Chicken was the first one to ask, and there is Mr. Red Walrus. What you see in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, right here, oops, see, right here, I can actually point to the right thing this time, is a brand new puzzle. Walrus just solved our last one with the airport and the travel locations. So I had to literally spend Sunday and Monday in part putting this new one together. The trick to the puzzle is I do not tell you anything about the puzzle. I don't tell you how it works. That's for you guys to figure out and to solve. And if you can solve this little puzzle right here, you guys actually get an equivalent or near equivalent to a vault prize. Basically, I take some of my higher end goods and I basically just say, as long as they haven't been won, that's what I'm going to put in here. We have one prize that's set away for the vault. Everything else is up for grabs. So for those of you that weren't here for Saturday, the actual answer to the original puzzle was Copenhagen. The actual final answer was the word Copenhagen. And to solve the original puzzle, which I don't have in front of me, you had to take every city that you were in, that your plane did stop in. You take all the letters of those countries. Then you go over to the equivalent country that you didn't stop in, and you take whatever letters were in that country's title, name, and you took them out. So I think the first one was India or New Delhi, and the first city you didn't stop in was Beijing. Well, New Delhi is the capital of India. Beijing is the capital of China, which means you take the I, N, D, I, and A for India, and you get rid of all the C's, H, I's, N's, and A's. And the only letter you're left is a D. And as you worked your way down the list of countries, you spelled out the actual country of Denmark. But the puzzle never listed any countries, so the answer to the puzzle had to be the capital city of Denmark, which was Copenhagen. That puzzle had been up. Oh, good Lord. That puzzle had been up, I want to say 7 months, 6 or 7 months. And Walrus finally got it last night. I think I gave out too many clues when I did it. Because, again, the one thing I do not normally do is I do not give out any clues to the puzzle. But Saturday, because it was an anniversary episode, I was feeling generous, and I'm giving out a clue here, a clue there, and so on and so forth. And then Walrus is the first one that comes up with Copenhagen, and he almost blew it from what he said, because he almost said Denmark. He had almost said Denmark, and I was so hoping he had. I was really so hoping that he had said Denmark, because I would have said, nope, not where we ended up. All right, so I'm going to put those away. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we start with a brand new puzzle on the board. And again, if you can solve this, you will get a prize. Again, there are no clues to what the answer is, how many words, how do you spell it, how do you solve it. Everything you need to solve it is on the screen in front of you. All right, so that's how it's going to work. So last night and the night before, I actually did some stream hopping. I'm sitting there, I'm running around, I'm bored out of my skull. I am bored out of my skull. And I love Lethal. I love the conversation Lethal has, but I can only watch people play Fortnite for so long. So that's why I saved you till the end, Lethal, just so you know. Because it was basically Lethal and Freddy were the last two I went in to watch. So I just go bouncing around, and I'm looking for 2 words. That's all I'm looking for in anybody's stream is trivia and quiz. And so, yeah, so I'm stream hopping last night, and that's all I'm looking for, 2 words. And Lethal joins me towards the end. And we got one kid there that's playing Fortnite, and he's got what they call a trivia bot. And it's one that's already set up. I don't know where it exists on the servers or anything. And I walk in, and I guess I'm there about 5 or 10 minutes before Lethal, and I start popping off answers to the questions, and the kid's losing it. The kid is losing it. He's like, damn it, I want to play Fortnite, but I can't answer the trivia. I can't read the trivia questions before you answer them. And I'm like, dude, make up your mind what you want to do on your stream. You want to answer your own trivia bot, or do you want to play your game? Because if you give viewers, they're going to play your game before you. And he literally, he's getting mad at himself because he's not playing well. Yeah, VivBot. He's getting mad because I'm stealing answers, somebody else is stealing answers, and then Lethal comes in and he steals a few, and you can tell the kid's raging. The kid is raging bad, and he's not doing it angry rage. He's doing it in his cracking up rage, but you can tell he can't shoot straight when we did this to him. He can't build right. It was just absolutely, totally hilarious. So it was one of those things where it was just one of those nights where It would normally, if this would have happened, have been Twisty and me kind of causing havoc on another stream. But last night it was me and, or this morning it was me and Lethal causing havoc, and I swear I lose it. Yeah, Winters, and and I'm sitting in the same chair and I'm laughing so hard I actually like slammed my foot down on the base of the chair and I snapped it. Uh but yeah, Winters, if you are watching, I know you are following, dude. You are a good guy, but you had us cracking up. You really did. um, so yeah, like I said, it wasn't an angry rage; it was a laugh rage. Because again, it was funny. Like I said, the best part was he's playing the video game. He's playing Fortnite, and as soon as that happens, he just kind of he loses his focus on what he should be watching, and it was so worth it for it to happen. Uh, uh, so, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are doing our All Game Show channel. And I hope you guys have a good time. Hopefully those new ones of you that followed are in here watching, enjoying yourselves. Wednesday night's a little different. Wednesday night we have two main parts we do. Because Shy's not on, and because Nerdy wasn't on today, Nerdy, get well if you are watching. I know you were joking with me with the, you know I was joking with you with the ice cream joke with the root canal thing, or at least I hope you know I was joking with you with the ice cream. Get well, dude. Get better. All them other good things. Good news, guys, is I've got the job. It is not a great job. It's not a high-paying job, yada, yada, yada. So, second week of July, I might have to adjust the schedule. I might have to adjust the schedule a lot because I don't know what my final schedule is going to be. But yeah, I actually have to go do the drug and background test tomorrow. Exactly, Lethal. A job is a job. That's all. I'm sick of sitting in the house. I really am. A job is a job, and I will take it right now. The good news is, the guy liked me so much that he said I may be on one of their direct team. They kind of have what they call the general support team. Then they have a direct team, and then they have team leads. And he literally said, from my resume and from the interview, I'm probably jumping right. If I get through the training portion, I'm probably going straight to the direct team. And depending on how I do on that, he said I could be a very quick team lead position. He said you got to get there, but he said I could be. Nope, it's not selling stuff, chicken. It is basically a law firm call center, support center. I have done mainframe so much that it's going to be kind of hard for me to drop back down into the Windows level. So that's the one thing that is kind of like I got to get myself back down to, is going from IBM mainframes, dropping back down to helping users on Windows level. That is going to take me some serious getting used to. Selling whisker rides. Hey, I'm in the wrong city. I wonder, I might be able to pull that off in Vegas. Maybe. Might be able to pull that off in Vegas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, let me get the first one opened. It is time for us to get started tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to test a little something tonight. It is time for the four-letter word of the evening. And how this works, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you guys that see it on the board, you see four-letter words that go across the screen. But we're not worried about those four-letter words. Well, hold up, Sea Chicken. I haven't told you to even get started yet because I still got to turn the command on. I still got to turn the command on. All we are looking for, ladies and gentlemen, is that four-letter word that reads from top to bottom. That is all we are looking for. Alex Trebek should catch it. If you are on Twitch, if you are on YouTube, stream me, Mixer. I will be keeping an eye on the channel. In addition, as you guys can tell, we kind of added a timer to it. So I can actually just basically watch 2 screens now, and I am good to go. I hope. The only thing I am hoping is that it doesn't bog down the computer. I don't think it will, but we shall see. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are looking for our 4-letter word of the evening. There we go. And the timer is now officially running. And I actually like that timer. I've been trying to find a decent one to stick on the screen. There we go. That just really didn't bog the screen down. The worst thing is now I got to go through, and for those of you guys that don't know, I have one scene for every game. I have one scene for every game. So we got a base set overlay for the 4-letter word. We got a base set overlay for the list. We have a base set overlay for the vault, the treasure chest, each of the games, All-Star Blitz, Jeopardy, Countdown, so on and so forth. And I've got to work on some of them. I do have to work on some of them because a lot of them I haven't even finished uploading the background videos for them. But we are going to get there at some point. And like I said, I kind of showed off a bunch of them on Saturday that are actually set up and ready to go. But even those I now have to change because I got to fit that timer on every game, because we're going to set it up so that every game does have a time limit. And if there is if a time limit's reached and the game's not won, then we'll basically flip it over to a tiebreaker type question. And like I said, that was one reason I wanted to do this, was because if you guys see the timer on the board, you guys are going to have a little more emphasis to get your answers out there. You guys will have a lot more emphasis to get your answers out there and on the board. Hey, Pillbit, how are we doing, my friend? So normally when we did this, you guys would hear me tell the Alexa thing to do it, but you guys would basically play along as if you still had all the time in the world. So I kind of want you guys to see how much time you have left for each 4-letter word, or for each game we do. And like I said, pretty much every game is going to have timers set up to them. And once the timer runs out, game's over. So for instance, if we were to do the dual game again, I would literally set the dual game timer for, I'm going to say 90 minutes. So you guys would play till either somebody won or the 90-minute timer ran out. Same thing with Hollywood Squares, initial reaction, and so on and so forth. And that way, if you are playing a game and one person's taking so long, you guys can yell at the player for taking that long to actually win the game or play the game. There it is, Mark, nailing it. The 4-letter word was chew, C-H-E-W. That was all we were looking for, was that 4-letter word that goes right down the center. We had rice, hero, beat, and wave. And that actually only took, what, 3.5 minutes? Took 3.5 minutes to get that taken care of. So very nicely done, Mark. And with that, we're going to take Mark over to the vault. Bear with me. There we go, Mark. Yep. Mark beat you to that one, Norvs. And while you guys are doing that, I go in here and I tell Chatbot to turn off the chew command. And I still haven't seen Twisty. Where's Twisty? I want to say you have once, Lethal. I want to say you have once. All right, so with that, yes, it is ball and chain day. We will be going out and doing something later this week, hun. You know that. So with that, Mark, we need you to pick one of the rows. All right, Mark says, let's get rid of the number on row 1. And with that, the 5 comes off. All right, Mark, so we know the first number in the vault is neither a 5 or a 7. Now, I don't think I added the vault to the 4-letter word till like sometime afterwards. Yeah, I want to say a while. All right, so Mark, with that, we need the 4-digit number that you think is opening the vault this evening. Oh, I need to stop the timer and reset it for something else. The 5932 was the last guess on the vault, as you'll see in a second. You're not talking to Freddie? All right, Mark says the combination is 3, 6, 9, 6. Now, ironically, that will help if we like end up with like very few numbers left. Because if you figure, if you pay attention to the last number, and somebody like kind of picks one bad number, you kind of can figure out what the actual correct number is before we get to all the way down. All right, Mark, we plug 3696 into the vault. We press the little red button, and it is not 3696. So the vault remains closed for a little bit longer. All right, so with that, we are going to jump right into things with our 4-letter word of the evening. Nope, wrong board. We gotta go to the list. Duh, we just did the 4-letter word. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game known as Family Feud without the points. For those of you guys that have never seen this before, we're going to show you a word or phrase or theme, and we have picked 10 items that fit the theme. We picked 10 items that fit the theme, and again, it can be a word, it could be a topic, it could just be 10 actors that played Batman. And I'll just pick something out of my head there for this one. And Paul, I'll give you the rules. You give me the answers. Yeah, right. That's a little French lady who doesn't always need the answers unless she's like falling asleep in front of the TV, which Shell told me she's actually done when I've been doing a broadcast, which is kind of like, am I that boring? All right, I got to get some background music up. And, ladies and gentlemen, for list number 1 of the evening, we are looking for, and the word head should be in quotes. The word head should be in quotes. I just kind of forgot to do it. We are looking for head phrases. So what we are looking for, ladies and gentlemen, are 10 words or phrases that contain the word H-E-A-D. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the timer starts now. All right, so Let's see what we had. We had head over heels for red. Head of the class, over your head, hit the nail on the head. Giddy's ahead, head shope. Don't know what a head shope is. Head of the pack. Head over heels. Okay, there we go. I think that's all of them right now. And I'm going to say that I think there are a few possibles out there. And you guys are letting the knucklehead get them all again. All right, Pen. Start working correctly. There we go. Standing on your head, dead head. Head and shoulders, not there. Although I kind of need some again with the heat. It's like I just got out of the shower like 20 minutes before I started broadcasting. And it's like it's already drying out again. Already drying out again. Head trip. Even my own wife is like trying to un-PG-13 the show. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes on the head. All good, but not what we are looking for. Now, I'm going to say... I'm going to say number 9 is going to be the hard one. That's going to be my guess. No guarantee that will be a prize-winning slot. There are no guarantees that will be a vault slot. And my timer just screwed up. All right. Why is my timer 28? That was weird. That was weird. My timer literally dropped to 7 minutes for no reason. Head of the pack, headmaster, headmistress. Sometimes she does lethal, sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. So bear with me, folks. Unfortunately, there's no alcohol in the house right now. Oh, wait, yeah, there is. Sweet. There's a little bit of alcohol left. Basically, my last bit of alcohol. So what was I just going to say? Oh, I just saw one. Oh, you guys, Walrus just cleaning up again. Headwinds. Headwinds was what we were looking for number 8 on the board. And like I said, guys, when we get to the end, if you guys see one that I missed, just let me know. Let's see, we've had head of the pack, eyes pop out of your head, hides in the back of the head, headache, pinhead, head rush, thick head. And do remember, folks, I do have to use the chat bot for the Alex Trebek bot for the chat. So sometimes people will say stuff is on the chat that chat bot does not see. Head macho, head start, head estate, figurehead. Nope, all good, but not what we are looking for. And like I said, folks, there are a lot of them. Such as beating my head against the wall. I almost put that in there. I almost put beat my head against the wall in there, falling just for the purpose of the puzzle. Allie taking number 4. Red, your streak is broken. Your streak is broken. Bobblehead, Radiohead, all good, but not there. Hammerhead or Hammerhead Shark. Edith Head, no. Airhead. Sometimes I feel like an airhead when I'm watching streams and when I'm streaming and when I'm playing games and playing games badly, or when I'm just talking to people. Big head, not there. And again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know, what we do is behind all 10 items, we will actually stick it will either be a blank spot, a prize slot, or a player slot, or a celebrity slot if we're playing a game with guest stars. Over your head, head case, kicking the head of Loritas. In over your head. Once the timer runs out, the ones that you get may or may not get you a small prize or another shot at the vault. I almost said another snot at the vault. Butthead. That would be Twisty, who I haven't seen yet. And like I say, guys, if Twisty does show up, make sure you give him !moo. And if Shy shows up, there's one for her called !16mo. I think Shy's on vacation with Bleach, though, like in South Florida at the moment. I think. Sleepyhead, Meathead, Metalhead. I put a price on your head. Put a price on my head, they'll kill me. I won't be able to send you that box at any time, little French lady. Bring it to a head. Well, see, hon, there is a command that they can use to try to steal one of Red's slots at the moment, because Red's the only one with multiples. I got to figure out how I'm going to do. I kind of want to add that to its own. So I'm trying to figure out how to do a steal list function. Or how do I want to do a steal list function? Because one of the slots that's on our one of our side games is you can actually steal one of the actual answered slots if somebody uses it. And what it does, nope, I got that one turned off, Lethal, or it should be turned off, because the 4-letter word's actually in there. But the command is there on the wheel. There is a slot where you can, if you get it, you steal somebody's. I gotta make sure I'm not missing one. Headache, headboard, hothead, headlights, headhunter. No, oh, I like the headhunter. I like that. I wish I put that one in there. Because yeah, if I leave the commands in, you guys would actually know the 4-letter word, because I think it shows up even if it's like deactivated. But it's actually exclamation. So don't do it unless you want to do it, Lethal. It's exclamation point wheel. And what it does is it pulls up our little wheel. Can't make head or tail. Old head on young shoulders. Beavis and Butthead. Shrunken head. Goes well with the headhunter. Now I'm worried. I'm worried about Pelt-Pet and Bubbles ganging up on me. We got a headhunter and a shrunken head in the same guess. Yikes. Oh, there it is. All right, so with that, this is another reason I like the timer. I can put a pause, and that basically pauses. You don't worry about that timer in the corner. That one is just off. And we jump over, and we activate Lethal's wheel. There we go. And basically, you guys actually earn whammies while you watch the show. There are ways to earn whammies. There's the little mini games. There's raids, hosts, follows, subs, etc. And It basically cost you 50 of those whammies to get a shot at this wheel. And if you spend on the wheel, you could come up with no prize. There is the blue is basically you get to steal one of the slots on the list. The white is you lose all the whammies. The yellow, you get a small prize. No ifs, ands, or buts. And the red, you actually play a game for a chance to remove up to 4 numbers off the vault. So, Lethal's fault. So with that, Lethal, we spin the wheel for you. Oh, it's a no prize. It is a no prize for Lethal on that. And basically, we have it set up that you can only use it once every 45 minutes. And I just realized something I need to do here. Hold on. I got to raise that up a little bit so they're all visible. There we go. And we unpause the timer. All right, pal. Have a good one, my friend. I will catch you on yours next time you're on. Like I said, Pelt was one of those guys that I was kind of like stream hopping for, and I actually caught his yesterday, I think. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday I actually caught his. It is not rigged unless the computer rigs it. Definitely, if there's Twisted. All right, guys, you guys know what to tell Twisted now that he's here. Oh, you were a viewer. Okay, that's right. You were the viewer. You were one of the, because you were in there with me watching. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I was kind of a little brain dead. Just a little bit. No, give him the command, Walrus. The command. You guys are going to make me do all the work, aren't you? You guys are going to make me do all the work. There we go. Thank you, Red. All right, guys. So we are still looking for the head list. It sounds so wrong to say it that way. We are looking for the head list, and I'm going to make sure I haven't missed any. Let's see. We had head wound, bang your head, head east. Dun, 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 dun. Head estate. He's all head on collision. Bang your head against a brick wall. So yeah, guys, like I said, you guys see the timer down at the bottom. It's something I just started adding in. That's what I needed. Somebody had said bang your head. I had it specifically written as head banging. Twisty stealing one. Because like I said, it's kind of hard to do an emphasis on how little time you got left without a decent timer. And like I said, PowerPoint's timer doesn't always like me because it does run slow. So today I just literally went looking for a timer that I'm going to tack in. I'm going to tack it on to pretty much every game. So every game will have a time limit in terms of participation. It's just going to be a question of trying to find a good number for everything. Because I'm thinking, like I said, the first list is automatically, the lists are easy, the 4-letter words are easy because you guys have known forever how long they have been. The actual games are going to take some figuring and manipulating, and we'll probably kind of like to have to adjust a few of them on the fly. Like I said, I already know the dual game and reel to reels. I've kind of already got set in my mind how long they're going to last. Whereas if we were doing Jeopardy, because there are 2 rounds, so it's kind of like, do I set both rounds or do I just set one timer for everything? Running around like a headless chicken. Wait, we can do that, kind of. Oh wait, no I can't. This shirt doesn't work. Head of state, keep your head up. Head for the hills, headboard. Clearing your head, head scarf. Headed south for the winter. Heads up, 7-Up. I hated that game as a kid. Because I was always one of those kids, they would just go wham! And just, you have your head down on the desk, and they just like, pow! I hated that game. I really, really, really hated that game. In addition, a lot of the games that I've had, I've used as bonus games. I'm going to start moving some of the bonus games over to the 1-player game setups. And the reason I decided to do that is because I actually have a lot of them that have bonus games that we haven't played. Just because whoever won the main game kind of won the game. And I got away, and I'm trying to get away from doing the vault on the big games. So I figured that was going to be one way to get the vault back into a little bit of participation during a regular show. Is to kind of sneak some of the old bonus games over to 1-player games. In addition, I still want to kind of steal some of the Price is Right games and see if I can figure out how to make those 1-player games. Now, you Canadians should be ashamed. You guys let Twisty get that one. You guys should be ashamed. How many times do I call you guys knuckleheads? But no, nobody didn't even think of knucklehead. Raindrops keep falling on my head. They have been lately. They definitely have been lately. I figured number 2 was going to be the first one that either Walrus Show, Little French Lady, Trance knocked off the board. You're the only one that pays attention, Twisted? Yeah, but you didn't even get that one first. No, you don't want to hear me sing, Walrus, or the dogs will start howling along with you. Guaranteed. All right, so we are down to 4. We are down to 13 minutes on the timer. Again, ignore the 20 minutes in the corner. For whatever reason, my PowerPoint doesn't know how to keep time. It really doesn't. Because I will guarantee you, if I let the timer at the top run it, this would be a 60-minute board. It would be a 60-minute board. A redhead, gearhead, kick to the head, sick in the head, head on beer, engine head. Nah, gearhead's a better one than engine head. Gearhead is a better answer than engine head. I will say that. Oh, there you go, Walrus. He is not a knucklehead, but Red is admitting to being a blockhead. Hold your head up high. Uh, but yeah, who else was I watching? Let's see, I was watching Shy, and I know too much about Muppets. That's all I'm going to say is I know too much about Muppets. Um, then I'm watching a couple of guys play Trivial Pursuit. And you guys, let's put it this way: if you guys remember the old Trivial Pursuit video game, you guys thought I used some weird questions. They use some weird questions. Uh, Mr. Potato Head, Bedhead, Head Start. So we are down to 3. So you guys got to get one every 4 minutes. I think you guys can do this. I think you guys can get one every 4 minutes. Hopefully. All right, I was looking for something while I was doing that. And I don't know where I put it. I did, just to let Yoda, because Yoda's not here, Yoda, I did find a bigger box, so I will be able to get yours and Paige's package boxed. Whether or not I get it shipped out anytime soon will be another story. Head of research and development, head of trivia, head of... Oh, see, I just had one. I just thought of one I wish I had put in here. There's one I wish I had just realized, just thought of, I wish I had put in here. Don't lose your head, Jarhead. Head of FU. Damn, I don't have a command yet for Took. I gotta think of one now. Oh, because I do want to get back to what I used to do, where it's like basically, if you guys were part of the channel, part of the community, the family, it used to be I had like one command for everybody, and as it went on, they would get changed up. I want to stick some of those back in. I just don't know what commands I want. Like I said, Twisted makes it easy for himself. Twisty makes it easy for himself. The Lethal Anus joke is dead, so I don't want to use that one anymore. I think it might still be in there, at least on Nightbot's side. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember now. I do not remember now. But yeah, I used to have a ton of them. Used to have full head of hair. Full head of hair. Oh, Bubbles! My own wife stealing one from you guys. Bald head in there. She's actually upstairs right now, Twisty. She's watching on the big TV. You think it'll make a comeback? No, I don't think it'll make a comeback. Everybody started getting away from it, and it was kind of like... I just realized the up... Oh, it's hashtag up, Twisted. That one is hashtag... I gotta fix that. I gotta fix that one so it's exclamation up, too. So you guys have to hope Bubbles doesn't get the vault or the prize. Plain and simple. You guys have to hope that. I'm going to say I'm surprised number 3 has not come up. I am surprised number 3 has not come up. But it is not there. Yeah, well, see, the new lethal thing is Dad. It's Freddy and Dad. Because I don't think Freddy or Lethal or Joey were paying attention last night when I had said something. But I had actually said something in there, and it was a good one-liner about Freddy having to send Lethal to his room without any dinner. And as I'm sitting there like, ooh, I can use this. And it was like, it was a little too wordy. So I know that's where the next make fun of Lethal joke is going to aim towards. So you can get Lethal and Freddy in one at the same time. But I gotta work on it. Bump on the head, not there. Hang it over your head. Heads up, no. And we are down to just over 6 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, for the last 2. And like I said, you guys can see the timer on the game is definitely off. It is definitely off. Need this like I need a new hold still, Twisted. I got a hammer and a chisel somewhere. I can take care of that for you. I can definitely take care of that one for you. But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are here for the first time, I would like to welcome you to List Wits, the one, the only live interactive game show where you can win. For instance, some of this stuff is right back here behind us. So this one thing I did like about the new setup is if I really want to do it, I can put some specific prizes up here and like say, would you like to win this? And I point at the, well, you can't see the bottom shelf because the bottom shelf's got a lot of the larger stuff to it. So I want to use that as the prize display pile for some of the things you guys can win. But like I said, I have to figure out what I would show, what doesn't show, and how often I would change it out. Plus the cat is kind of a problem at times because the cat will drive me nuts. She will actually climb up on this shelf and go playing with stuff. And it's like, no. Bubbles is going to have a very, very dead, very neck-broken cat at some point if she breaks something. Speaking of something, I still do have the loot crate, the nerd crate here. I am going to probably take a couple of items out of the prize pile and ship them off. I still got to get Bubbles to sign it. I got to sign it. I have a suspicion I know what I'm going to put in here to start, but I may still need to do some shopping. So yes, hon, don't yell at me. I do have to go pick up some stuff to put in the nerd crate. It's just a question of me figuring it out, what I actually want to take out of the prize pile, and what I don't want to take out of the prize pile. Because there are a couple of things I really, really like that are not getting pulled out. And there are a couple of things that are like, I could do this and I would be happy with it. You grab. Is it any good? I am. What was the? There was one I saw that I kind of want, but I don't have the money for yet. It wasn't Ark Survival. Oh, Lecture Fan was playing it. I'm not a PC gamer, but he's playing this game that is kind of like Civilization, but it's a lot more in depth. I am not a PC gamer, but I swear this one has me interested. Europa Universitarium 4, I think is what it's called. I love strategy games. I love games like the old Civ game and so on and so on. Not Sims, that's not a strategy game. And Bubbles is going to yell at me right now for not liking Sims. Turn-based type games. And like I said, I'm not a PC guy. But there are not many streams I watch to watch people play games. Cough your head off. No, not there. I don't go into Lethal Stream to watch him play Fortnite. I go into Lethal Stream to have fun with Lethal while he's playing Fortnite. I go into I'm trying to think of somebody I watch. Cooperative Stream. I don't go into Cooperative Stream to watch him play Warframe. I go in there to chat with Cooperative when he's paying attention. That's a kind of a bad example because he's got like over 100 and something viewers. Did you play Age of Empires? I did. Many moons ago, Red. I played it many moons ago. I'm trying to think of somebody else. Everybody plays Fortnite now, so it's like the obvious choice. I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, but how much is it, Walrus? That's the question. I actually went looking on Steam yesterday just to see what was on there, and it was like, But yeah, and like I said, I don't. This is one of those few times where somebody was playing a game, and it was like, ooh, I might want to play this. Will you be getting Train Simulator World? No, I probably won't. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of time. That is why I love this new timer function. We are out of time, which means we have 2 blank answers, which you guys have to be hoping are neither a vault or a small prize. If anybody had gotten number 1, I would have said it would have been Sea Chicken. And maybe Twisted. Behind number 1 was Max Headroom. Max Headroom would have been behind number 1. And behind number 3, and I'm going to say I am a little, I thought somebody was going to get this one. Was Bring to a Head. You said that. Give me a time when you said it, Twisted. If it's in there, I will give it to you. Because I know you were on the machine stuff. Beavis and Butthead. Head of the State. Huh? Alright, Bubbles is backing you up. Bubbles is backing you up on this one. Oh, there it is. That was one of the. I must have just turned my back right when that was when I was pointing to the thing. All right. So I will give that one to you, Twisty. Bubbles is backing you up on that one. Like I said, if there was anybody that was going to get it, it was either going to be Twisty, Chicken, and that was about it. You did? All right. I will go look, Fallen. Give me 1 minute. It is not in my chat, buddy. It is not in my chat. But yeah, I figured it would either be Twisty or myself, or Twisty or Sea Chicken. They got that one. All right, so bear with me as I get some stuff taken care of. All right, so what we are hoping for. All right, Fallen's claiming. Bring it to a head. Bump on the head. Put the idea in my head. Bobblehead. For those of you guys that don't know, Took and Twisty have this fight going on over the wheel, just so you guys know. Alright, so, yeah, I don't have that one showing up, Fallen. That one I do not have coming up. Alright, so. 1 minute, no celebrities, and one price off. So officially, there are two numbers you guys are hoping does not have anything behind it. And we're going to get rid of the one that nobody got, which was Bring to a Head, and it comes up blank. Now, Bubbles says I can give this to somebody. Doesn't work that way. Bubbles is kind of like a real life whammy. If the vault or the prize slot is behind Bald Head, nobody gets it. Is the Bald Head, which is normally twisted when he has too much fun with a razor, one of our winning slots? Alright, it is not Bubbles. So Bubbles did not spoil it for you guys. Let's see what we got. We got Twisty 3, Red with 4, and Allie with 1. And I'm just going to go through the list tonight. I'm not going to really play any favorites. And Red, right off the top, will be getting the vault shot. And let's see if he's getting the small prize as well. No small prize for Red Walrus. So Red will be getting a shot at the vault here momentarily. And that means we turn our attention to everybody else, which means Twisted or Allie. And ladies and gentlemen, it is Allie D. It is Allie D that will be getting the small prize tonight. Now here's the scary part. 6863 could end up being a very good valid number again. I mean, it could be. Oh. You're glad your box is full enough? No such thing as full enough. No such thing. All right, let me make sure I'm on the right slide. I think there's like one extra prize in here that should have been taken out, and I haven't done it yet, Allie. But we'll know if we get to when we cross that bridge. So, Allie, with that, I need a number from you between 1 and 174. Which means I got to get with Nerdy to see if he shipped out your package yet. Because I pushed it through Nerdy. Because he already had one that was going out to you. Allie wins a hairy apple. Not my apple. No, 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 no. All right, Allie says treasure chest number 32. For Allie in treasure chest number 32 is... Bum, ba, 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 it's a Snapple. Oh, it is the Kunai Comics. Let's see, Kunai Samurai and Gun Crisis. These are actually from Nerdy. Oops, too many there. These were one of those packages he had sent me and said basically feel free to give them away. This is a set of 5, I believe, Allie. And what these are, and again, I try to theme my comic book collections when I'm giving them away. And I kind of went with stuff that went along the lines of anime and samurais. Or let's see, ninjas and samurais. And I think Gun Crisis just kind of fell in there because of the cover. Whoop, there we go. It just kind of fell in there because of the cover. Hey, Bill Crisp, how you doing, my friend? What is good? But let's see. Then there was, and then we have Samurai Jack. So this is basically the Samurai Ninja collection. This is the Samurai Ninja collection. And then we have the triple. I'm going to try to do this in one hand, but it's not going to not work. The triple Kamai. And this was the reason it got put in there, is because it's a genuine ninja story. Number 19, 27, and 22. And I don't know much about them. These are ones I actually didn't open. Or I never went in to actually read. But I will say they kind of have a black and white anime feel to them, or a manga feel to them. Try and do this where the picture works. So congratulations, Allie. Those will be going to you. And see, I actually come prepared. I actually have the cardboard that goes behind them. Well, I came kind of prepared. There we go. I'll probably put five cardboard things in there to get them separated, and that way I know they're stiff. So that will be going. Bear with me, guys, as I get to the protective envelope. And we put... Now, the good news is, Allie, these are comics, so I may be able to ship these without going broke. You never know. So we will put that there. There we go. One LED. Ta-da! And for those of you, again, while you're watching this screen, while you're watching the camera, while it takes me out of focus, the puzzle on the board is for one of our larger prizes. Again, we do not give you guys any clues or hints on how to solve it unless we get to some really, really, really special event. In which case I get a little generous, but I try not to, because the idea is you guys. A lot of times I give you guys a lot of hints during the show to some of the questions, some of the answers. And this is the one thing that it kind of makes more sense for me not to give you the solutions or the clues to. The trick is to figure out how to solve them and then to solve them. That's why the instructions are always kind of vague. All right, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, you never know. Sometimes it's like that flash of inspiration. Bell Crisp is that flash. It just comes up there and it's like, oh, I got an idea how to do this one. All right, so bear with me, guys, as I go to... As we go to Mr. Red Walrus's Vault Shot. All right, Red, with that, you get to pick one of the 4 rows that we are going to remove an incorrect number from. So which row would you like me to pull the wrong number from? All right, we are going to take an incorrect number out of the green row for Red. And coming off the green row is another 5. This computer does not seem to randomize much. All right, Red, with that, we need the 4-digit number that you think is opening the vault tonight. All right, Red says the vault combination is 2, 3, 9, 4. Yeah, 6863 still there, Took, and he didn't take it. We plug that number into the computer. We press the button, and we hear... No, it is not 2394. So that means the vault remains closed for a little bit longer. Now, here's where we're going to come up to a question. Normally, Wednesday nights, I do another list. I gave serious consideration to doing an open game tonight. The Sound of Depression. Yeah, it is a Sound of Depression because there's a very nice prize in the vault. That's all I will say. It's a very nice prize in the vault. So I gave some thought about this. And I decided I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Do you guys want a trivia game tonight, or do you guys want to stick with the normal pattern? And the reason I say that is, if we're going to do a trivia game, I might change the stream title. Yeah, the stream will stay up, but it's one of those where I might change it. So I'm leaving that up to you guys at the moment. Now, we done reel to reel, Alley. I can't do it again because I've got to download videos and do some 30-second clip. I got the questions set up for reel to reel, but I do have to go pull down videos and like chop out like 15 seconds to do it, and that takes a while. It's one of the hardest games to actually put together for that reason only. So, like I said, tonight I kind of want to give you guys the choice. All right, so Bill Chris says we do something in the open category. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna leave it up to everybody on this one because I kind of want to do one tonight, just because it's our first show after the first anniversary. But I hate breaking with tradition. Hey, Poet, what's good, my friend? How are things? Yep, you did spell it right. Yes, that porno. Wrong show, too. Wrong show. And the reason I did this, like I said, the reason I'm thinking about it is because I kind of want to, like I said, I got I got to put some more catchwords in my titles. Uh, because, like I said, I know people are looking for specific words and phrases. That's all right. Robert's not here. He would have said something very similar, Poet. He would have said something that was very, very similar. So yeah, like I said, it's one of those cases where um, it's up to you guys to see what we wanted to do. And like I said, if we stick with the regular, that's fine for me. It works just as well. One of the reasons is, again, because I know Shy's not on tonight. And so we've got kind of a big gap compared to normal. Because normally what we would do is we'd run the show till 9:30, jump over to Shy's stream, and then from Shy to Twisty. Well, like I said, I know Shy's not streaming tonight. So I got a lot of airtime to kind of fill up. I got a lot of airtime to kind of fill up. And that's why I thought about doing a slight change tonight. Because like I said, I know Nerdy's still laid up. And everybody misses Nerdy. So I kind of feel like I got to step up the game a little. I got to step up the game for tonight in particular, just a smidge to see what happens. So what do you guys think? Do we just want to stick with the list and go with the list? Or do we pull something out and see what we can run with? You have to put in the hood or gone wrong. I don't know those ones, Bill. Those ones I don't know. Now if you're talking about as a reel to reel theme, I can think of gone wrong right off the top of my head. In the hood. Yeah, I could probably come up with a decent reel to reel game for In the Hood as a category. I think. Well, it depends on which way I went with it. Because I could go with African American centric movies, or I could do it based on car movies, or I could combine the two. Because those are the first two things that kind of come to my mind if I'm talking reel to reel. Um, so yeah, guys, let me know what you think. And I would put a poll up, but I'm not even going to play with all the bells and whistles in that regard. But what it would let me do is it would let me get a test in. All right, I know what we'll do. Oh, wait. Let me look. This is the one I have tested. So bear with me 1 minute. I have to do because if I'm doing this, I'm using you guys to do some testings in terms of getting a few things set up. What did I do with the list? There it is. Timer window. Copy the timer window. Paste reference. Bell, I do this pretty much strictly for fun. Like I said, I don't ask for donations from anybody for this. It's just basically I want you guys to kind of enjoy yourself. There we go. All right, so bear with me 1 minute, guys. Much to my wife's chagrin, I have spent a fortune for prizes for this game. She always hates me for when I have to admit that. Okay, bear with me, guys, as I'm doing one more quick change. There we go. I think that'll do for now. I will probably clean that up a little bit later. Although I do have to do one more move because I don't need you guys seeing the bells and whistles on the timer. There we go. Bum, bum, bum. But yeah, like I said, it's one of those cases where if you guys want to donate, great. But I never tell you guys to. I do this strictly out of this game shows are a hobby of mine. When I was a kid, I would actually try to design game shows. They never took off. But it's all in the fun of creating them. It's all in the fun of creating them. My only problem is today, too many game shows are based around, and this is going to sound sad to say. This is going to sound very sad to say. But the game show audience has been dumbed down, particularly in America. You go back and you look at the game shows of the 50s and the 60s, and they were hard. Then you get to the 70s and 80s, and they got away from trivia, which is fine. You always have to do something different. And then we get into the 90s and 2000s and 2010s, and it's basically everything's pop culture. Everything is, what did you learn yesterday? Who's the biggest pop star? And it's like, that's not trivia. It's one reason why I will always appreciate UK game shows a million times better than US game shows. Americans don't want to see people learning stuff. They either want to see people win big money or not win big money. In the UK, their prizes were always smaller, and this is what I always considered weird. In the UK, the game shows were a million times harder, but the prizes were smaller. In the States, they dumb the game shows down as far as they can dumb them down and give away a lot of money. It's bass backwards. And I've always disliked it. I've always hated it. I know that's what makes for TV ratings for people. And I will give you an example of this, or how I know this. I went back and I have a source of a ton of game show trivia questions. I mean a ton. On what was supposed to be a very difficult game show. I'm going through and I'm looking at the question and I'm like, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this. Okay, you got me on this one. I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this, and so on and so forth. Look at, and I'm going to pick on the game you guys see right here in front of you. Look at Jeopardy. And if you really go back and you look at the categories to Jeopardy and the questions they give you, it's like, other than the occasional really good trivia question, it's like, how can you not know this? Well, I thank you, poet. So, like I said, it's one of those things where if I had my druthers, I would take a UK game show and I will say, and I'll give you a very, very good example. It's one that I've got an adaptation for, but I've never gotten around to using it yet because I got to get the right crowd for it. But the game 15 to 1. It's a UK game show. It is absolutely brilliant. Some of those questions are hard as hell. Some of them are reasonably simple. But the majority of them, they always weigh it towards the difficult side. And it's like, I respect British game show publishers more than I do American ones. I will always do it. And like I said, Jeopardy is a perfect example. Jeopardy used to be when Art Linkletter was the host. If you can ever find clips of that, gave some great questions. Alex is great, but the writers of the questions are just, well, we got to play it down to the lowest common denominator here. And I hate that. I absolutely despise that. If you want simple games, go to Wheel of Fortune, go to Match Game. I'm trying to think of another one right off the top of my head. Another recent one. Even Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, one of the latest versions, it's in the right ballpark, but they've changed it so much it's not the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire that I loved anymore. Yeah, but Price is Right is more like just guessing prices. So it's kind of like there is no game show to it. I mean, there is, but there isn't. I mean, I love Price is Right. Price is Right is fun to watch when you watch it. Just to see how bad people goof on price guessing. And like I said, I want to adapt a couple of the Price is Right games to this show. Will it ever happen? Yeah, eventually when I get full time to really sit down and do it. Millionaire is a guaranteed $5,000. Millionaire is a guaranteed $5,000. It is just too damn simple. Unless you just aren't paying attention to what you are doing. And I will admit, I've done that. We've actually talked about these on this show. There is a game called, there are 3 apps that I know of, and I think there's a 4th or a 5th one, called HQ. There's one called Cash Show, and there's one called Arena. And Cash Show, it basically gives you money for getting 6 questions right. You only get a couple of pennies. And the less people that play and the further you get, the more you're going to win, obviously. Arena Arena in particular, HQ is a little too hard for what they give away. Arena is hard as hell. And I have seen on Arena there's a guy, he basically won $500 in one game. He had to get 12 questions. And he was the only guy on his team to do it. And they have some really easy questions in there, but they will throw some real curveballs in there. And I really wish I had it in front of me. Arena to me is the hardest trivia game out there because you have to hope you get 12 questions that you might know the answer to. If you don't know, hope you get 3 multiple choice responses that you can work out, but it almost never happens. But yeah, those are the big 3 that I know. Those are the big 3 I know. And I know there's a 4th one that are coming out. Oh, and I don't pay. Okay, guys, you guys don't exist anymore. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, like I said, it's a case of, and it may be because I'm older and I enjoyed the older trivia shows, game shows better. It's just one of those cases where we have dumbed down people so bad, especially in the States, where we're going to turn into idiocracy. That's how I look at it. We are going to turn into idiocracy. Hopefully it'll be after I'm long dead, even though I'm going to be immortal. But that's how bad game shows are in America. And like I said, one of my all-time favorites is Only Connect. Hardest game show on the planet. I don't care what anybody says. One of my other favorite game shows is a UK game show. It's called Pointless. And Pointless is very easy. So they've got a balance that we don't have here in the state. Yeah, we're just old school poets. Give me who's the not Tom Brokaw, Chris Wallace. Give me Chris Wallace and the $64,000 question. Give me the days before the quiz show scandals. I guarantee if the quiz show scandals had never come about, we'd be doing games like the British would. We would be doing, well, I won't even say Canadians, because Canadian games are not really that hard. What's the one I'm thinking of? There's one in Israel that's really good. Now, that's not to say the UK doesn't do some stinkers, because they do have some stinker games. But, like I said, give me their top-end games, and I will say, give me the UK's top-end games, give me the United States celebrity games, Hollywood Squares, Match Games, Break the Bank, so on and so forth. And then give me, for the lower-end stuff, the wordplay games, give me the Canadian and Australian stuff. That's where I would rate things. If I want a trivia game, I'm going to the UK. If I want a celebrity/trivia game, I'm going to the US. If I'm doing wordplay games, I'm going to Canada or Australia. That's where I rank them. I know there's and I will even say the Russia. The Patriots are still going to the Super Bowl, so there's a chance to come. There's a chance, but I don't see it happening. The closest we came was Regis's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And I kind of want to say, and I guess I'm going to get yelled at for this, the game of 500 questions and the $1 million, oh, what was it called? I've got a version of it here somewhere. $1 Million Mind. I thought 500 questions was fantastic. If 500 questions had worked, we would be back to where we needed to be. That is how disappointed I am 500 questions didn't take. ABC did us the favor. They took a chance. And unfortunately, American TV audiences don't want to learn. I know I'm ranting about. This is weird. I feel weird because I'm ranting about stuff that you guys aren't watching, or we're not getting to see, and I'm getting away from the show. So, yeah, like I said, I thought 500 questions was it. If we could have gotten 500 questions working, I think we would have been back. But as we said, we're not. It's up to, well, it's kind of hard to do when I only got like 5 or 6 or 7 viewers following. What do we have? Actually, the chatbot is kind of screwed up at the moment. All right, so with that, I think we're just going to jump back to the list for now. As I'm going to try. Whether or not it works is always another question. Oh, so we're not going to change the title tonight. Oops, did I hit pause? No, okay, it was the end of the song. That was a weird song spot to end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, and like I said, I know there's a couple of people that actually agree with me on how I feel because we've kind of talked about it. And Poet and I have talked about this, as you guys see on the channel. Following kind of agreed with us. I know Mark agrees with me because I know Mark and I have actually talked about this. We had like a very dead show. There was nobody here. And we got to talking about it. And it's like, they're dumb people anymore. They are dumb people anymore. All right, guys. So bear with me as we go get list number 2 up. And I'm going to admit, I kind of like list number 2. List number 2 was one I put together on a whim because I honestly didn't think I could pull this one off. And I actually did. I struggled for one part of it because I think I kept getting to like 8 answers or 9 answers, and I'm like, what's my last couple of answers going to be? And it was tough. Dude, like I said, ABC did 500 questions. NBC did the Money Pit, and I thought that one never got out of pilot stage. So when Chris Hardwick and LeBron James put together The Wall, I had hopes. And then I come to find out, no. They couldn't do it. And we're never going to see Chris Hardwick again for a while, unfortunately. Due to all of his real life issues. But yeah, I would give anything for people willing to learn in an entertaining fashion. And if you didn't win or you got stuff wrong, you didn't feel bad because you knew it was not easy trivia. So like I said, there is a spot for smart game shows. It's just they don't want to do it. I will be honest, just so you guys know, I actually went looking to see how to do public access here, how to get on a public access channel. They won't let you do it anymore. They won't. No, hell no, Fallen. No. I love Moneymaker, but his desire to get on Big Brother because it's a great public game show, that's what kind of like tells me there's no hope for game shows anymore. There really isn't. Not in the States. When Survivor and Dog Eat Dog and Big Brother are your best chances of game shows, and I know Poet and I both said this. Because we got into a conversation. It's like, well, what would you do to make a game show that people would watch? And the first thing that came to our minds was the mole. You get your physical exertion, you get people, you get the backstabbing that everybody wants to see, but you still had to use this. And I know Poets agreed with me on this one. It was like, I would love to have the mole be considered a classic game show. But it won't happen. Because dumb American viewers don't want to think. That's it. That's if there's anything I can teach you guys is don't be the average American TV viewer. Just don't do it. I love the mole. Now they screwed it up. Exactly. I've probably watched 2 minutes of Survivor, and when I was back working back with the Owl, you walk in and that's what they're talking about, and I'm like, really? Yeah, the first year was great. If you can ever go watch the British version, Red, you will like the British version. You will like the British version of it because this is one of the few times where the first year of the mole and the first year of the British mole, they clicked. I mean, everything clicked. The problem was, it was like they always picked bad people to be the mole after that. I think for year 2 and year 3. I'm trying to remember how many years the mole ran. 3 years? They picked some of the really dumbest contestants. But yeah, like I said, if you ever get a chance, catch the British version, season 1 of The Mole. And if you can ever watch it, Fort Bayard, it's a French version. That one's pretty good. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking. I apologize. I know what you guys want. All right, so for list number, and I'm going to keep talking about it here in a minute. So for list number 2 of the day, I decided that we had to go theme night. And no, we don't have an actual theme for the night. We are looking for weaponry idioms. We are looking for idioms that contain a weapon of some sort. That's what we are looking for. Are idioms that contain a weapon of some sort in them. And you can think along pretty much any line. Any line to come up with it. So yeah, like I said. And the worst part is, and I'm back to my thing. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of UK game shows. So there's a site that I basically keep up with, which is called UK Game Shows. And they basically review pretty much everything. If it's a game show, they review it, good, bad, or ugly. And they will give you how they feel. And I will give you how I feel about a game show. And I will even tell you when I disagree with them. Well, one of the game shows they reviewed there was actually, for a very, very short time period, a British Jeopardy game. It was pretty much straight like ours. It was just British version. Oh, and to let you guys know, if you get one weapon, it's off the board. So, for instance, Twisted said shot out of a cannon. If shot out of a cannon had been up here, there would be no more cannons on the board. And did I start the timer? No, I did not start the timer. All right, we need to start the timer. So they actually reviewed the British version of Jeopardy. And they're like, this is boring. This is boring. There's nothing to this. Big deal. And they said they actually went back and looked at some of the recent American versions. And they said the questions were ridiculously stupid. And I completely 100% agreed with them in that part. But they knocked the format. And I'm like, no, you don't knock the format of Jeopardy. You don't knock the format of Jeopardy. You're going to get about 50 questions to a game, which is actually very, very good for a TV game show. Or to me, for a trivia show. And then they went on to review a game called 100%. And it is literally, there is no host, there's no there's a voiceover and 3 contestants that stand on the stage. And they literally, all they do is answer 100 questions with A, B, or C. And I'm sitting there like, you bust on Jeopardy, which has a format, a host, some conversation, and still gets through about 50 questions in a game. Then you go root for 100%. You get through 100 questions, but there's no entertainment value to it. And they're like, yeah, it's trivia. And I'm like, this is a conversation that's going on in my head based on what I'm reading. And I'm like, by that theory, okay, Inquisition should have been a huge hit. Inquisition is nothing but 4 people answering questions and a guy sitting there reading the questions to them. It was not, nope, didn't work. There was another one, and I just forgot the other one I'm trying to think of. And I'm like, these should have been big hits then. And they're like, well, yeah, but you didn't have to spend any money for a budget. And I'm like, ding, there's your problem. Like I said, I would guarantee you, and again, I will use 15 to 1, ultimatum, going for the gold, number 1. Those are four very, very, very good host as trivia questions. And I'm like, these match up to Jeopardy. It's just they reverse it a little bit. Oh, Fallen getting the first one off the board with a loose cannon. Red is not the first one to get one this game. That's saying something. And I'm like, you guys root for that. And I'm like, dude, I love those 4 games. I really do. So why are you hating on Jeopardy so bad? And I honestly didn't. I still don't get why the UK hates Jeopardy. Um, and then they're like, but we do better. We do better. They're like, well, we do harder trivia. We do this, and I'm like, yes, you do. I give you props for that. And it's like, but then you have games like Bob's Full House. There were no hard questions in Bob's Full House that I can ever remember. And it's like, yeah, but Monkhouse is very entertaining. And I'm like, so where's your balance? Where's your balance? What's the difference between what you either want a very hard trivia game, and I'm not going to say college bowl level trivia game. No, we won't say college bowl level. We don't want college bowl level. Or do we want to be entertained? You can have both. And I think games like Only Connect prove that. The original Who Wants to Be a Millionaire prove that. Weakest Link proves that. Oh, what am I forgetting? The Chase proves that. Greed proved that. That's one. That's one where Greed kind of went too far, though. Greed is the game that I will say went too far. $1 Million Drop could have been that, and it's a great premise. It worked great in the UK. It got some great publicity in the US to start with, but then they just basically kind of got stupid, and it's a shame because I do think that's one that could have worked. That's one I think could have worked beautifully to find that balance. Who was the host? Somebody remind me. Who's the Kevin. Oh, I'm trying to think of his name now. Kevin Spacey. No, not Kevin Spacey. The comedian. Kevin Pollak. He did a great job of entertaining. Hello, Miss KTG. Sari, how are you doing, darling? Where you been hiding? Kevin Pollak did a great job of that. And I'm like, there are 3 things you have to have for me to say that a game show works. You have to have one good, hard, but not super ridiculous trivia questions. Oh, look at this, guys. KTG walks in. She takes 2 of them from you guys, just like that. I would have taken Straight as an Arrow or Straight Arrow. Oh, that's right. You did move this past weekend. I forgot about that. I thought that was last week. Or no, I thought that was in July. Something like that. I forget. You got to have you have to have good, reasonably hard trivia. I don't, and yeah, you can drop the pop culture questions in there. You can drop the ridiculously easy questions in there. I do that a lot. You have to have players that you like or players you hate. That's why Survivor unfortunately works. Because people don't watch Survivor to see who wins. They watch to see who they want to hate or who they want to like. Actually, I'll say there are 4 things. Number 3, you have to have reasonable rewards. They don't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be a car on every episode. But there's got to be something worth playing for. And then 4, you have to have a host that looks like they care. And there is one exception to this rule. There is one exception to this rule. You have to have a host that looks like they care. That's why Bert Convy was so great. That's why Regis Philbin is so great. That's why Bob Monkhouse was so great. That's why Nick Knowles is so great. That's why Donny Osmond is good. And there are a billion others I could probably name that are worth it. The only exception is the weakest link, Ann Robinson. And I will say that that is the only exception, because you could kind of tell that she was putting on a facade. You could kind of tell she was putting on a little bit of a facade. Yeah, she did the smart alecky comments and so on and so forth. And yeah, she did say things like that. And when she's the hostess, you knew she was going to smartass you. You knew that. That was part of the shtick. You will notice when they changed host on Weakest Link, it didn't work. Because I think it was Chris Evans, right? Who took over. He didn't know whether he didn't like you or he did like you. He didn't know whether or not he did like you or didn't like you. That's why Family Feud, up until John Hurley, and I'm gonna get a lot of people to argue with me with this in a minute. Other than John Hurley, who was kind of too egotistical, Family Feud nailed it on their host. All 4 of them. All 4 of them. Richard Dawson, Louis Anderson, Al Bolin, and Ray. I can't think of Ray's last name now. The one that committed suicide. Damn it! I'm drawing a blank. Because they looked like they wanted the families to win. So that one works guaranteed. That's why Hollywood Squares worked. Because Peter Marshall played it a little bit cooler, a little bit more, I have to be fair to both sides. But Peter Marshall, the fans care, Ray Combs, thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. The stars wanted to give the right answers to the players because they wanted them to win. Now, it kind of flipped with the Whoopi Goldberg issues, where the stars did it to be the stars, and Tom Bergeron seemed more to care about the players. But at least there was that balance. So yeah, like I said, so there are 4 things you have to have, to me, to make a trivia game work. And this is where I'm circling this back around to something in a minute. So again, you have to have good, tough questions. And again, like I said, you can drop the pop questions and you can do all that. You have to have money that's worth. Yeah, but see, I said John O'Hurley fallen. John was wrong for Family Feud. John didn't look like he cared for the families. He didn't honestly. He was there to collect a paycheck. Like I said, Louis, Ray, Al, and Richard, they rooted for the families. John O'Hurley just kind of felt like he was there to keep the show moving. He didn't have a connection. At least I didn't feel like he did. And I'm going to use John O'Hurley in a minute to get back to where I was. Okay? So again, you have to have good, tough questions. You have to have winnings that make it worthwhile. UK, I know you guys don't have a big budget. Up your budget on occasion. You have to have players that you can either like or hate. And then D, you have to have a host that typically looks like he cares about the players. So, going back to 500 questions. 500 questions had it all except for number 4. The UK version actually had Nick Knowles, I believe, was the host on the UK version. And he did a fabulous job of looking like he cared without playing kiss up to the fans or kiss up to the players. That's a game John O'Hurley could have mastered. Instead, we get this pompous, arrogant host in 500 questions that is literally, I'm smarter than you, you're idiots. John O'Hurley could have worked well for 500 questions if he would take it a chance. And the reason I'll give you an example, I can say this, is John O'Hurley actually hosted a Scrabble game. It was called Scrabble Showcase, I think. He did a wonderful job on that one. It was very short-lived, but it was one of those where he got to let out a little bit of his comedy. Richard Kahn? No. That's who I was trying to think. I did not like Richard Kahn. He came off as being, I'm the host of this show. I'm going to run this show to hell with you. Occasionally when he would do the interviews or the non-questions with the contestants, it worked. But when it came to the question and answer period, it didn't work. There are certain, and he may be good in other things. But for that one, a Regis Philbin, a John O'Hurley, bringing Nick Knowles over would have been great. Damn it, the British hosted Duel. Mike Greenberg on the U.S. side. Bradley Walsh. Bradley Walsh would have been great for that. They knew the tension. So, like I said, I forgot Steve. I like Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, I love. Steve Harvey, he keeps the game going. He gets to be funny, but he looks like he wants the families to win. So, like I said, Steve Harvey is in the good category. I would probably put Steve Harvey right at or just ahead of Ray Combs. I mean, it would be that close. Dawson will always be number 1. Then you have Ray Combs / Steve Harvey. Then you have Louis Anderson. Then you have Al. Richard Kahn. Oh, see, you threw me off, Paul. You said Richard Kahn. I'm thinking the Indian host for 500 Questions. They worked. Like I said, John O'Hurley to me just looked like he was there for a paycheck. And like I said, I know John O'Hurley can host game shows. Like I said, when he hosts the Scrabble Showcase, Scrabble Showdown, he did a great job with that. He was likable. He made the contestants likable. When they goofed, he made fun of them. When they got stuff right, he went along with them. So yeah, so I know John O'Hurley could have done a better job. Well, like I said, Cave House, I am a huge fan of Steve Harvey. Dawson will always be the Family Feud top. And like I said, we will always all have our favorites. Monty Hall, for instance. I love Monty Hall on Let's Make a Deal. I'm going to throw that in there just to do it. I love Monty Hall on Split Second. On Beat the Clock, I am not a fan of Monty Hall's work. Tom Kennedy, I am a huge fan of. Alan Ludden, I am a huge fan of. Yeah, Dawson's style would not be tolerated today, unfortunately. And I will even give you an example of somebody that I'm not a fan of, but he did a very great job of a hosting job. I am not a fan of Alec Baldwin. Nope, 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 nope. I will watch Alec Baldwin's movies. The man is just a little too weird for my liking. But he did a great job with Match Game. The problem was when they remade Match Game, they made it all about Rosie and who's the black guy? Oh, damn it. I'm drawing a blank on his name. That's where they screwed up Match Game. They made it about Rosie and I. It's gonna kill me now that I can't think of his name. Whereas on the original Match Game, yeah, you knew Richard Dawson was the star. You knew Brett Summers was the star. Yeah, that is true, Fallen. That is true. You knew Charles Nelson Riley was a star. You knew Fannie Flagg was a star on the show. But they didn't step on each other's toes. They didn't step on Gene Rayburn's toes. And they actually let Gene kind of keep them in line. The modern Match Game, the stars don't let Alec Baldwin keep them in line. So, I was thrilled to see Match Game come back, but I was disappointed with what I saw came back. So, yeah, like I said, so getting back to what we're talking about, that's why, again, and this will be my scale, you guys will obviously differ from me. Give me UK trivia shows. They will win hands down no matter what you put them up against. Put American celebrity shows second. So again, Hollywood Squares, Break the Bank, Match Game, the original Match Game, and so on and so forth. Then you could take the word games, and you could take pretty much Canada, U.S., Australia. You could probably pretty much pile them all together. And those are to me, what your game shows today should try to be. Should be one of those three. Now, you're going to find the occasional one that will fall between the cracks. And I will use $1 Million Password as an example. $1 Million Password is one of those where it should fall in the word game, but it often kind of like skips over the celebrity towards the hard end. I'm trying to think of a UK game, and then you've got the what I call the pardon my French, folks, and again, if you guys disagree me, the crap of the lot. That's Dog Eat Dog. That's Survivor, Amazing Race. What else am I forgetting that falls in that area? Stone Cold Skull Camp, or whatever the hell that was. Now, that's not to say it can't be done. Again, Fort Boyard is not crap. Fort Boyard is quite entertaining. Temple, the Crystal Maids, lots of fun. It fell into the Survivor category. Ninja Warrior, yeah, but Ninja Warrior I don't count as towards a game show, Fallen. I don't count Ninja Warrior as a game show. Ninja Warrior is a physical competition. Let's go Japanese game shows. Now, wait, you got to remember, I've got one. Panel Attack Quiz 25. I've got one Japanese game. They don't, but you got to remember, Japanese don't do game shows for knowledge. Japanese always did game shows for physical challenges, but it wasn't vote out challenges or anything else. It was either you could do it or you couldn't do it. Wipeout, Hole in the Wall, Silent Library. Now, you guys are going to laugh at me when I do say this, all right? But I am going to say American game shows have been dumbed down so bad that MTV's remote control looks like Picasso. So how's that one fit you? If you guys remember MTV's remote control, MTV's remote control is up here. Survivor, Dog Eat Dog, Splooge, whatever else is down here. America's Got Talent is not a game show. X Factor is not a game show. American Idol is not a game show. That is a talent contest. This is not a game show. Explain to me where game show fits in America's Got Talent. It doesn't. It is sometimes very entertaining, but it is not a game show. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we got 3 of them that beat you guys tonight so far. We got 3 of them. So we have to hope that the prize or the vault is not behind number 1, number 6, or number 9. And like I said, guys, for those of you that don't know, welcome to the List Wits. We are the only game show live on Twitch. Or let me rephrase that. We are the only interactive game show live on Twitch. There are a lot of great streamers that do trivia. I was just in with Cave House Gamers yesterday. They did a fantastic job, especially flipping the table about 3 times, which had me cracking up. Generation Geek does the Wheel of Geekdom. Great show, but it is not an interactive game show because they basically limit it to streamers only that they have on their show. But yeah, guys, you guys cracked me up when that happened because I saw the first one coming and I'm like, all right, they're going to reset the board, finish the game, or restart the game, and then the second table flip was right, and I lost it. I lost it totally. But yeah, we are the one and only live interactive game show where you guys can actually win, for example, some of the stuff you guys see right back here. We give away 2 or 3 prizes every episode. It does take me a while to get them shipped out to you guys because I do have to pay for shipping and handling. But I will get them to you at some point. I promise. You can ask Fallen. You can ask Show. You can ask Twisted. Who else is on here that I am missing that's gotten stuff? KTG. I think that's it at the moment, people. Walrus. I don't know if Sea Chicken's around. Like I said, my bot chat list is kind of like screwy. Well, believe it or not, Cave House, I thought about throwing a trivia game up tonight because the usual person I feed into is not streaming. But I got on such a rant talking about how stupid U.S. game shows are because the American TV viewer doesn't want to think that I just kind of had to jump back over to the list. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, for this list, we were looking for weaponry idioms. What we were looking for were idioms or phrases or statements that had a weapon in them. So, for instance, we had an axe to grind. And how many did we have? Fallen and KTG pretty much ran this one. Fallen and KTG pretty much ran this one. So, we're going to show you the 3 you guys didn't get. The first one you guys did not get was cloak and dagger. Cloak and dagger. Number 6 was a bolo tie. Yeah, you guys shut out, Walrus, which is actually saying something. And number 9, I kept trying to find a boomerang, but I couldn't. So I had to go with whip into shape. Ironically, I think only one person actually said whip at any point. And it was... I don't know if my chat's going to go back that far. I don't know if my chat is going to go back that far. But yeah, I only saw one whip come up during the entire guess, which surprised me. I kind of thought a couple people were going to take a couple of whip shots, but it never happened. All right, guys, so we're going to get rid of those three, and we're going to hope there's nothing behind them. Behind number 1, all right, we are still good. Behind number 6, we are still good. And behind number 9, oh, we are still good. So that means Fallen and KTG are the only two people that are going to compete for the vault and the small prize. So let's just work our way through there. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight, because Fallen's going to shoot you because he wants his vault shot. So Fallen, you will be getting a shot at the vault here in 1 second. And let's see who gets the small. It is Fallen as well. So Fallen getting a twofer tonight. Fallen getting the twofer on this list. Twisted. Yay! It's not him. All right. So with that, Fallen, we're going to do as we always do. We're going to start with the small prize. As soon as I get to my treasure hunt. There we go. And I think 32 is off the board, and I think that's the only one, Fallen. Oh, all right, Twisted. Jumping in there. I don't blame him. Oh, give me a moment. I got to move this up to the top so you guys can see it. Twisted going for our wheel. Now, I got to figure out what to do if he gets the steal a list slot. It'll have to be the next list, Twisted. It will have to be the next list. Twisted's been trying to do that all night. See, you should have done it before I started revealing, Twisted. Because then you might have stolen one. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, the wheel is giving Twisted, it's giving somebody a small prize. Very, 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 that's the first time it's come up. Every time we've done this before, it's either been a bankrupt or a no prize. Twisted, you rig my wheel? That's all I'm going to ask. Did you rig my wheel? All right, so with that, who do I want to do it first? I guess since officially Twisted paused the game to get it, I have to go Twisted first. Thank you, Walrus. That's what I was waiting for. So again, Twisted, I think 32 is off the board. I think 32 is the only one that's off the board at the moment. I'm going to have to get Twisted a bigger box. I really am. Well, actually, I think I already have to give him a bigger box because he's got the Robotech Invid piece. All right, so Twisty, which treasure chest would you like? Number 50, 30, 45. Number 50 for Twisted is the Lighthouse Statuette. That means Twisty's actually got two statues in his box. Twisted, this comes from, and I want to say, because the label is not on there, so I don't know if it was ever on there, but this, I want to say this came from the Lighthouse series, from the old magazine covers, from the old magazines. But this is the Lighthouse on Alcatraz. And I think that was the only reason I bought it was because it said Alcatraz. Something phallic shaped. But that is actually the Alcatraz prison, the lighthouse on Alcatraz, and the island. And that will be going to Twisted in his box of stuff. So just to show you guys that are brand new here, and I'm going to use walruses, because walruses is easier to carry for the most part. Plus, I like using walrus because it's one of the big prizes. The stuff that can be won. For instance, walrus has. Try to make sure I got everything. Walrus is getting the Catan dice game. That was one of the smalls. He is getting the Iron and Ale and the Dwarven Bag of Holding. That is actually from Nerdy. Nerdy basically sent me a bunch of stuff and said, dude, give it away. I want you to give it away to people that will like it and love it. We have a box of fragile stuff that I don't even remember what's in here anymore. See, I actually wrote fragile on it, so there's something fragile in there. He is getting the Crystal Head Dan Aykroyd signed vodka bottle. No, Walrus, it is empty. Like I said, it is empty, but it is actually signed by one Mr. Dan Aykroyd. Oh yeah, the Route 66 is in there. There's something else in there though, because otherwise I would have shipped it out already. Because I had to wait to have 2 items in there. There's something else in there, but I don't remember what it is. Because I would not use, well, I might have used that size box for a 1 glass item. Or, and again, bear with me folks, because Walrus's final prize is always a pain to pick out. Walrus is also getting the never used 3-foot destroyer. I have no idea if you guys can see the whole thing on this or not. Probably can from there. But yeah, that is literally 3 feet of a model. That will all be going to Red Walrus. And I used to have a presentation, or on the presentation, a list of like all the slides and stuff. Ooh. I forgot. I still have I think I actually took the Cthulhu magnet out, and I got to put that back in. I got to put that back in the prize pile. So that needs to go over here for now. Yeah, it is. Well, it doesn't come with the motor, so that part you would actually have to do yourself, Walrus. But yeah, like I said, guys, for those of you that have never been here before, all of this stuff on this shelf are prizes that you guys can win. I have two shelves over there. I have stuff in the filing cabinets. I have stuff behind the filing cabinets. And again, we ship around the world. If you are in Canada, or as we call it, Knucklehead Land, if you are in Australia, if you are in the UK, if you are in Ireland, if you are in Belgium, I think those are about that's where all my stuff's been shipped to, I think. Let's see, Australia, Canada, US, Ireland, England, Belgium, and I'm trying to think if there's anybody else I'm forgetting. So I have stuff either going to those 6 countries or have been to those 6 countries. But we basically give away smalls particularly, which is usually like McDonald's Happy Meal stuff, magnets, comic books, things like that. Or, as you just saw, like I said, a small statuette. And then we have some larger stuff, which includes die-cast cars, pops, 6-inch figures, 12-inch figures. Yoda's not here. You guys want to make Yoda jealous? Somebody tell her what she's missing. we has a Garfield collectible figure. There you go, Twisty. Just you win that, make Yoda jealous. Um, it just depends on what we find and what we pick up. Where is my favorite? My favorite, like for instance, I think these are in the smalls. I'm not sure. But one of my favorite things that I have in the collection right now are the Masters of the Universe micro busts. They're not very heavy, but they are like very well put together. And I think I've got like 3 of them. I got Triclops, Skeletor, and I forget who the other one is. And Stratos. So it literally just depends on which treasure chest you guys actually pick. That way, there is a lot of luck involved. There is no guarantee you're going to get one of the top end prizes. But you're going to get something that you should at least enjoy or enjoy showing off. All right, so with that, Fallen, it is your turn to pick, my friend. For instance, right back there, that Ninja Turtles poster, that's actually a prize. That is actually a prize that is waiting to go out. It's going to be a pain to ship when somebody wins it. Sort of like Walrus's model. Or... No, I'm not going to pull that one out yet. I don't want to show that one off yet. Alright, Fallen says, treasure chest number 66. 60, 65, 66. Oh, you like turtles, huh, K-House? Well, we got the poster. I think the only other turtle thing that I have right now is this. This is actually from 1990, and it is the comic book tape collection. Unfortunately, the top was opened, but it's all there. It's all there. So that's something that's going to be won eventually by somebody. It's just a question of who and what. But yeah, I try to pick up a little bit of everything. So, ironically, when I do go prize shopping, I almost always end up getting something from Spawn. I've given away a ton of McFarlane's Spawn stuff, and I mean a ton of it. It's almost like if I'm walking down and my intention is not to buy something Spawn, I will see a beautiful piece in the box or in the bubble, and I'm just like, that's a prize. But yeah, like I said, DC, Star Wars, Robotech, Matrix, Star Trek, Pops, Marvel, what else am I forgetting? NASCAR. So we try to cover all the gambit, so there's something you're going to like. Ironically, there's one person that's like, well, you need some Dragon Ball Z prizes. And I'm like, dude, I cannot find any good Dragon Ball Z stuff to buy to give away. It's not that it doesn't exist. It's just not there. Video game stuff. The problem with me doing video game stuff, Fallen, is most people want video games. So it's one of those cases where, dude, the video game doesn't work. Video game's not special. Now, I have given away some old school video game stuff, and I still have like one old school video game stuff left. Oh, Fallen, you will be getting the Thor Tum Tum. And like I said, guys, if you guys are about to see, some of these things are smaller. Where are you, Thor? There we go. So this is one of the smaller prize examples. So basically, and this was something that my wife actually bought. Oh, you mean figure-wise? Let's see. What have I given out? I've got one Soul Calibur 2 figure left, kind of. I've given one away. For those of you that don't know, Mark actually got my 14-inch Angela figure, I believe. No, the Angela Law was Spawn stuff. I'm trying to think. What else do I have? Somebody got the little mini Cubert game. I can't remember if that's been shipped out or not. I'm trying to remember if it's already been shipped out or not. Somebody got the Cubert. There's like the Cubert game that looks like it's like about this tall. It looks like a little arcade game. I got one of those to give out. Now, see, I'm gonna make fun of Delve. That I don't know, Red. That I don't know, because I never looked. Because I did not know there were variants on that until Nerdy actually had said something. So, Fallen, you will be getting Thor, the Tum Tum. And like I said, this is an example of some of the smaller stuff we give out. This is primarily what we give out on the lists. And I think this is Fallen's other one. Give me a minute. Is the other one for Fallen? No, that's for KTG. Fallen, I thought I had another envelope that was going to you. Let's see, that's Bleach. That's Rose. That's Yoda. I guess I don't have another envelope or another package going out to you at the moment. Thought I did. I thought I had another package going out to you at the moment, but apparently I don't. All right, so we're going to drop Thor in the envelope just so he's covered and protected. Like I said, but yeah, we basically give out a ton of stuff. I have been doing this for 3+ years now, and I have been giving away prizes for probably 2.5 of those 3 years. Hey, Trance, what's good? And one of the things I tell everybody is this is free of charge. If you guys want to donate, that's fine. I refuse to ask for them. But if you do donate, everything that you guys donate goes into my PayPal account. My PayPal account is specifically and only used for postages and other prizes. That's all it's for. It is not for any of my personal use whatsoever. Because that kind of defeats the purpose. And if you guys have stuff you want to give me that you think is in a decent enough condition that we can add to the prize pile, we will always take those. Like I said, we have a bunch of stuff from the Nerd Pack. I gave Bubbles half of it already. But for instance, and this is like I said, something that was sent to me in the Nerd Pack. And this will probably be going into the small pile. That will be going into the small pile. Whereas I'm trying not to keep this for myself because I am a huge Trekkie. But that may actually end up going in the large. There's only like a couple of things that were in there that I really, really, really wanted to keep for me. And so it was a case of that balance. It's a case of that balance. All right, guys, we got 1 hour. Well, actually, we got 45 minutes left. We got 45 minutes left. I do have a timer. Trance, my microphone is like right here in front of me. It is like right here in front of me. Um, I may actually have it. Nope, because I don't have the headset plugged in. I do not have the headset plugged in whatsoever. Um, so, I've got one more list we can do. Or, what, the microphone is quiet? Why didn't you guys tell me that? Actually, it's all the way up at the moment. It's all the way up at the moment. Oh, before I forget, we gotta do, I almost forgot, we gotta do the vault. We gotta do the vault for Fallen, because he did a clean sweep for the list. Alright, Fallen. So with that, which row would you like me to pull the incorrect number from? Wait. Say what, Fallen? Saturday will be my last stream I watch? What did I miss? Dude, you're like one of my originals. Where the hell are you going? No. Don't you leave me. No. For those of you guys that don't know, Fallen has been one of those guys that's been with me since I first started this. You and me are going to have words later, my friend. You and me are going to have words later. All right, Fallen. With that, we need the 4-digit number that you think is opening the vault. You and me are going to have words later, buddy. No, Twisted, that's your career at Taco Bell. I already know that because I saw the flyers. All right, Fallen says the combination is 2, 6, 0, 9. We plug that into the mystical computer. We press the red bar, or in this case, the red button, and it is not 2609. So the vault remains closed a bit longer. All right. I'm reluctant to do a trivia game with 45 minutes. I'm reluctant to do one with 40. Let me look real quick. Because I don't think I have anything ready that we can run in 45. Well, we might. Hold on. All right, we can try this and pray. Because I think this is one I actually kind of fixed. But I got to do some quick fixing on this. So bear with me. Do. Off the grid. All right. So, like I said, since I got the cave guys here, um, we're going to do this. It's going to take me a second to set this up because just to show you guys, because we had talked yesterday and I told them how I did trivia stuff. So, give me 1 minute to get this added. I got to do some moving around so I can get the timer and everything else, so bear with me. Like I said, I'm getting used to this, so I'm usually pretty good at getting this done quickly. I'm going to drop that back there. And we'll move these down to the bottom so they're behind everything. Move Brandy over. And move our game board over. Yeah, we're going to have words later, my friend. All right. Did you ever play Chutes and Ladders as a kid? Up the board, down the board. There's no telling how long it would take you to get to the top. Well, we're going to find out how far you guys can get. 7 Keys was one of those trivia games that was designed in the 1950s on a very similar principle to what we do. This game, blah, 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 game will be open to all the channel participants, but only one player will be in control. And what we do is we reveal a question square. The question will be asked. It's a toss-up to everybody on the channel. First player to get it right gets control of the board. After the question is answered, we roll a random die that moves you forward, that lands you on one of 4 possible spaces. F is basically a free spin. P is will move you backwards. LYT is basically a lose your turn, which results in a new toss-up question that anybody except the person that landed on it can answer. And finally, the Q. Q is pretty much a standard question. Whoever is in control gets first guess at the answer. If they get the question right, they keep control of the board. If they get the question wrong, it becomes a toss-up for everybody else on the channel. And after the question is answered, we do another dice roll and we move up the board again. And the process repeats all the way to, there we go. The invisible square is 71, or our time limit that we're going to set up for this. All right? So, we're going to fill our board. Reset the... Takes a second to fill. Ah, come on. Let's try that again. Home. Selection pane. Where are you? There you are. Show all. All right, there we go. All right, so let's try that again. All right, what we're going to do, it is 10:21. So, Twisty, we're going to go over your time just a little bit if we don't get to the top of the board. We're going to go over your time a little bit if we don't get to the top of the board. Snakes on a board. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with this question. Which golfer founded the U.S. Masters Tournament? Which golfer founded the U.S. Masters Tournament? Wow, that's not what I expected to come up. Hold on. I think it might run from the bottom up on my file. All right, it's not. We didn't read the right file apparently. Oh, wait a minute. It's not reading the file. It's not reading the file. Give me a minute. Oh, why are you not reading the file correctly? There we go. Now it's reading it right. It didn't read the file correctly for some reason the first time. All right, there we go. All right, so your first question, ladies and gentlemen, is which wine can be Fino or Oloroso? So this is one of those questions, guys. It's a little bit harder. See, it's still doing it. This is an old file. Oh, duh. Okay. There we go. I had to find my questions. So, which wine can be Fino or Oloroso? Nope, you don't win. Because it wasn't Arnold Palmer, actually. It was actually Bobby Jones. And basically what we do is, normally when we're doing this, I don't have a timer for the questions. So I just kind of keep it out there. And it is Sherry. So basically, Fallen is now in control of the board. Fallen is in control of the board. So we basically reset the board. And we move Fallen forward 9 spaces. So that's going to put him on square number 10. And under square number 10, we have a standard question. So Fallen basically gets first shot at this question. If he gets it right, he stays in control. If he gets it wrong, it's handed off to the rest of the channel. And the question is, no, we're going to get rid of that one because I used that one. Which nation enjoyed the first corned beef package known as Godzilla meat? That's why I was getting rid of that one. It's reading it backwards is what it is. I've got more questions on the file than I thought I had. It reads it basically from the bottom up of my file. And I forgot I had more questions in here than I had that was needed. That's why I was a little bit confused. All right, so again, Fallen has control. So that means Fallen gets first guess at the answer. If Fallen gets the question wrong, everybody else on the channel can take a guess. So Fallen, what nation enjoyed the first canned corned beef package known as Godzilla meat? Oh no, it's understandable, Cave. Like I said, this is one of those. I have some games where it's basically everybody can throw an answer out. Then I have some games where it's only whoever's participating and everybody else is the studio audience. Is it Japan? It is Japan. All right, so that means Fallen, you are still in control. And we move you forward 8 steps. 6, 7, put you on square 18. And it's a lose your turn. Which means Fallen cannot answer this question. Fallen is locked out. No ifs, ands, or buts. That means somebody else will get control on this question. And here is the question. Which former A-Team star member, or former A-Team star, explained, I gotta get where I can read my own questions, damn it. Explained a new look. I never read in the Bible that the apostles had great abs. Which A-Team star explained they're getting a new look. I never read in the Bible that apostles had great abs. And Twisted is the first one in with Mr. T, and he is 100% correct. Well, see, Cave, like I said, that's where I go a little different. You remember when I was ranting about or saying that you have to have the really tough questions, and then you do have to have the pop questions in there to keep everybody's attention? This is one of those that falls in the pop category. This is one of those that definitely falls in the pop category. All right, so Twisted in control of the board. And we're going to move Twisted forward 10 spaces to number 28. And here is... Boner fills are sparkling. No, that's marker tits. All right, so this is a question for Twisted. What actor said the main difference between his TV studio and the White House was that the White House had better, that the studio had better air conditioning? Twisted, what actor said the main difference between his TV studio and the White House was that his studio had better air conditioning? Now, here's the thing, Cave House. I have a ton of trivia games. That's basically one of those things I collect that I steal a lot of questions from. But I have like 30 million quiz sites I hit. I have a bunch of mobile quiz sites I hit. And then I have these other things that I use. And it's one of those things where if you claim you see something on Wikipedia, I don't care. It doesn't count. I'm a college professor in that regard. Wikipedia is not necessarily a source. It is Rob Lowe. So once in a while when you get one, you'll get questions that are kind of goofy. It's like, don't blame me, blame the source, because I usually copy them almost word for word. But yeah, Wikipedia is not a source for me. I will use Wikipedia to back up some stuff, or like if I'm looking for like list of stuff. But it is not a source. All right, Twisted, we are going to move you forward 7 spaces to number 35. And it is another question. All right, Twisted, here is your question. Which plain state claims to be the birthplace of both Cliff Notes and the Reuben sandwich? Which plain state claims to be the home of Cliff Notes? If you are a college student at any point, you know what Cliff Notes are. And the Reuben sandwich. Twisted says it is Kansas. It is not Kansas. Twisted is locked out. The question is open to everybody else. Which plain state claims to be the home of Cliff Notes and the Reuben sandwich? Nope, not New York. Not New York. So Twisted is the only one that cannot answer because he was in control. He has to give up control. That's the one catch of being in control. If you miss, You're locked out till the next question. Nope, not Oklahoma, not Arizona. What plain state claims to be the home of Cliff Notes and the Reuben sandwich? Not Iowa, not Arkansas. See, I see one of my regulars is on the chat list. He's like, I know this, I know this, I know this. Answer, I want to answer this. It is not Ohio. Because I have a couple of people that are real, they win a lot. So every so often they'll just sit back and watch to give everybody else a fair shot at winning something. No. Which plain state? Not Mississippi. All right, we're going to take two more guesses. If it's not right, new question. Twisted is still locked out, though. There we go, Larry. It is Nebraska. Nebraska is the state that claims to have been the first place that Cliff Notes was ever made. And it is said that the Reuben sandwich, even though it's known as being a New York food, was actually invented in Nebraska. All right, that means Larry Beast is in control of the board, at least hopefully in control of the board, with 10 steps forward to number 45, which is another standard question. All right, so Larry Beast, you get the first guess at this question. What scientific breakthrough did Utah chemists Stanley Pons and Martin Fleischmann announce on March 23rd, 1989? What scientific breakthrough did Utah chemist Stanley Pons and Martin Fleischmann announce on March 23rd, 1989? So again, Larry Beast gets the first guess. If Larry Beast doesn't get it, Larry Beast is locked out. Everybody else then can guess in. What scientific breakthrough did Utah chemist Stanley Pons and Martin Fleischmann announce on March 23rd, 1989? And no Googling. No, I will be fair. I will say I cannot stop people from Googling. I don't try to stop people from Googling. Half the fun, at least to a lot of my people on my show, is they don't Google. Because we kind of try to make everything where it's at least guessable for the most part. Plus, this is one of those games, even if you do Google it, if you end up on a lose your turn space, you basically lose out. It is Cold Fusion. Stanley Pons and Martin Fleischmann both claimed as a team that they actually invented or successfully created cold fusion. I don't remember if it was ever proven or not. I don't remember if it was ever proven or not, or if it was ever debunked. I'm trying to remember. And like I said, I got so many windows open, I don't do Wikipedia. I'm gonna try to put my other monitor up so I can do it, so I can use that one for like my fact check and my discussion of questions, because I will do that a lot during a game. I will literally explain some stuff like that. Yep, that's the one with Val Kilmer. All right, Larrabee still in control and moving forward 3 spaces to another standard question. Where are all my lose by turns? Where are all my forwards and backwards? They're not in here. All right, Larrabee, here is your question. Now, Cave House, I know you know this one. I know you know this one. What two Middle Eastern nations merged in 1990, the same year as East and West Germany? Because this actually came up yesterday. It came up in your game. Oh, how's that for a coincidence? You better know this one by now, because you said this came up twice, and it just so happened to come up in the game we were watching. Which two Middle Eastern nations merged in 1990, the same year as East and West Germany? So, Larrabee, the question is still for you. You are still in control. And what do we have left on the timer? We still got plenty of time on the timer, I think. Yeah, we got like 23 minutes. Well, believe it or not, Trance, it got so bad. I was so unorganized with my questions. I had them all in one file. I did not break them out. And we had just got done playing. This was back when I was doing like 3 episodes a week. We had just got done playing Jeopardy. Or no, not Jeopardy. We were playing Blockbusters. And me not paying attention, I took the question file, I took the exact same questions, and I threw them on the concentration game. And first question comes up, and it's like, I know it, and 2 or 3 of my players that are playing, that happen to be with me both episodes, knew it. And 2 of them kept their mouth shut. And one of them says, we just had this question the previous night. And the other 2 are like, shut up! That's how I knew the answers. It is indeed North and South Yemen. North and South Yemen emerged. How you know that? And like I said, that is pure coincidence. I had no idea that question was in this file. For those of you guys that don't know, Cave House Gamers, they do some tabletop gaming, they do some video gaming. And as I've always said, if you've got trivia in your title, I'm going to at least visit your stream. If it is a trivia stream, I will follow you. No ifs, ands, or buts. And it just so happened, the first or second question when I walked into their game was, what nation was formed by the merging of two nations in Southwest Asia? And it's funny because all of a sudden this debate goes up. It's like, that's not Asia. Yes, that's Asia. No, that's not Asia. And I think it was Cave House basically said, we just had this question yesterday. It was an Asia question. So there's a nice ironic coincidence. All right. So with that, Larrabeast, we're going to move you forward 10 spaces. Wow, we are almost close to the end of this board already. And it is another standard question. It's not going to let Larrabeast give it up. All right, Larrabeast, here is your question, my friend. What 2 Willies greeted Barry Bonds at home plate when he blasted his 500th home run? It says Wileys, it should say Willies. What 2 Willies greeted Barry Bonds at the home plate after he blasted his 500th home run? I need both of them. And Twisted, get your mind out of the gutter. I already know it's there. What 2 Willies greeted Barry Bonds at home plate when he blasted his 500th home run? It's not I know Twisty can never behave. It kind of goes against his inhuman nature. Did Nightbot hand you out trance there, or was that Alex Trebekbot? Oh, because you gotta remember to put the space after the periods. What two Willies greeted Barry Bonds at home plate when he blasted his 500th home run? I thought I had those turned off. I don't mind if people post links, as long as they don't go crazy. Mod tools, symbol protection, link protection, auto permit, regulars. Oh, wait. Yeah, I gotta turn that off. There we go. I don't mind if people. All right, Larrabee knows says McCovey's one, but not the other, so that does not count. That is only one of the two. Who were the two Willies open to the channel? Who were the two Willies who greeted Barry Bonds at home plate when he hit his 500th home run? It is not Mookie and Mays. I have no idea who Mookie is. I'm going to say work on the spelling, boys. Thank you, Red. I will give you the 0 for the O. It was Willie Mays and Willie McCovey. It was Willie Mays and Willie McCovey. Willie Mays was Willie Mays was there because he was a San Francisco Giant for life, for the most part. And I think, if I remember right, Willie Mays is his godfather. And Willie McCovey is like an uncle, I think, or something like that. But I know he's actually related to both of them. So yeah, they were pretty much at the San Francisco dugout for every Barry Bonds game when he was getting up there. All right, Walrus is in control of the board. So Walrus, we're going to move you forward 3 spaces. And it's another standard question. All right, Walrus, here is your question. What does the European Space Agency use a system they call Melissa? What does the European Space Agency, using a system they call Melissa, propose to recycle into oxygen, waste, and food? It is human waste. They proposes to use human waste, and they plan on recycling it into oxygen, water, and food, hopefully in time for their planned Mars expedition. I know they've got one on tap that they say is still on track, and that they plan to use human waste to recycle it into oxygen, water, and food. Don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I know they are still working on it. Yeah, yummy. All right, Walrus. With that, we move you forward 10 spaces, which puts you in square number 71. So this is very simple. They can actually make it. That scares me. That scares me. It really does. All right, so if Walrus can get this right, he basically wins the game. So here is the question. What nation boasted the world's 5th largest army before it was decimated in 1990? What nation boasted the world's 5th largest army before it was decimated in 1990? I know, it's weird. It only did 10 and 3. Those were the only two numbers it rolled. And the weird thing is we didn't get any penalties. We almost always get penalty squares when we play this. We only had, one lose your turn, which is usually about par for the course. It was Iraq. Iraq had the 5th largest army in the world before Operation Iraqi Freedom. No. What was the original one? What was the 90 one called? Desert Shield. I think it was after Desert Shield. No, actually, Desert Storm was kind of like after the fact. It was Desert Shield, then Desert Storm. They actually got decimated a lot during Desert Shield. That's why I was like, wait a minute, which one am I thinking of? Because there was also another name for it, and I can't remember what it is. So, if we were doing this one for a prize, basically, Walrus would have gotten it. We don't do the big prizes on Thursday nights. We only do the smalls on Thursdays. So that's an example of one of our trivia games. And again, this is based on an actual 1950s game show. So again, I go back to the 40s, I go back to the 50s, I go back to as far back as I can go. If I can learn something about a game, I will adapt it for it. Just to show you guys, I'm going to hope this works. Because this is one that I don't have completely set up. Yeah, it is, Trans. This is Wednesday. That's why I said Saturday night. Saturday nights, that would have gotten somebody a big prize. Bear with me. So, for instance, I'm going to use this one because I think I was using this one previously and nobody solved it yet. In addition, what we do on occasion is... Oh, wait, wrong window. Wrong one. Wrong. We have what we call our pre-games of sorts. And what the pre-games are just like little... Well, now I'm kind of running long tonight, Trance, because... again, Shy's not on normally. After we do the first couple of lists, we cash you guys over to Cooking with Shy when they're on. But tonight we're doing it a little bit differently because she's not on, and Twisty will be on in about 9 minutes, give or take. Twisty, I know you're still here. Just let me know when you're going to start streaming, and then we'll send everybody over to you. So what we also have are what we call one-player games or pre-games. And these are not trivia games, so to speak. These are little games that can be played by one person to try to win something. And what we do is we give you away vault shots for these most of the time. This example, for instance, is called Boarding Pass. And this was an idea that actually came from my wife. The board is made up of a bunch of 6-letter words. We've literally split those words right down the middle. And we took the first 3 letters and the last 3 letters. And we went to go see if there was an airport code. For instance, if you were going to Los Angeles, LAX it would be Los Angeles International. So if our word had LAX in it, either the first three or the last three, that would be one of your two clues. In this case, the word we're looking for on the example is a groundbreaking experience. So we know that's a six-letter word. It means a groundbreaking experience. The first three letters are defined by airport number one, which is Inuitak Airport, Inuitak Atoll, Marshall Islands. There is an actual airport that has those three letters. The second one is Umbui Hopital Airport in Umbui. Goodbye. Oh, who called it? Who called it? Who called it? I think Walrus called it. I think Walrus called it. Walrus, were you the one that called that one? Yes, he did. So, Walrus, if you get the game, you got an advantage because you see what it is right here. All right, so let's go get my wheel. I got to go change to the wheel screen because I don't have this on the pregame setup. All right, Walrus claiming to spin a wheel. Let's see if he gets as lucky as Twisted did with a small prize. Now to earn a wheel shot, no prize for Walrus. And Walrus is going to do the rig. To earn points, Trans, I think it's 1 point for every 10 minutes you watch. If you follow, you get X number of points. If you subscribe, you get X number of points. If you cheer, if you raid, and host, you earn points by that. Or you can play the mini games that will appear if you are watching on your PC. Every so often you'll see that chest pop up or that whammy. There should be a whammy that pops up on your screen. You get whammies just through that. And to know how many points you get, everybody has their specialties. With us being a game show, ours had to be game show based. Oh, let me get over to it. And you can... Thank you, Red. And it should come up and it should say, there we go. So Red has 160 whammies in his collection. And that's basically our point system. That's basically our point system. All right, so... where were we? So again, this is just the example. So Inuitak Airport, the letters for Inuitak are ENT. The Umbui Hopital Airport is OMB, which means the six-letter word that we were looking for was entomb. So that's how it would work. But to keep everybody from web searching, we mixed it up a little bit. So for instance, all the airports are listed internet or alphabetically, except for the RHE and the YUP. Those letters are actually up there because there is no airport code that fit those three letters. There is no airport code that has a RHE, and there's no airport code that has a YUP. And then basically what we do, and I use this to give myself a break from pressing buttons, is this will cycle through and give you a clue as to the six-letter word. And I will be honest right now, I don't know what it is because I don't have the file open in front of me. And while we're doing that, I'm going to get rid of these trivia questions. So this is just another example of one of the ways we do trivia with a twist. So for instance, and I hate the fact that this is pretty much a straight copy of the IATA code. because that's why all those screwball characters are in there. Like Balkasir Kerfez Airport. That's literally what I pulled from the IATA file. I actually had to go get the entire list of every airport that has an IATA code to put together this game. You know, Yeg. And basically, like I said, what it'll do is it'll cycle through. I think it runs 5 minutes. I'm trying to remember. I want to say it runs through like 5 minutes, give or take. Nope, not proctology, Fallen. You know, YYZ from the Rush song. Yeah, but I don't know any words that have YYZ in them. I don't know any words that have YYZ in them. So yeah, this is one my wife actually came up with the idea for. She helps me out a lot in doing some of these. She will drive me nuts when she starts giving out answers. Right, hon? I don't think she's listening to me at the moment. Nope, no relax. So again, every answer on the board is a 6-letter word. Every answer is on the board is a 6-letter word, and she will actually. But yeah, like I said, she knows I love doing this, so she will back me up most of the time. She doesn't get too mad at me. There are times when she does, because it's like I need to do something for her, and sometimes I really do need to do stuff for her. But she's actually gone out on occasion and actually picked up some prizes for you guys. Usually she'll find the smaller stuff. So some of the smaller stuff is typically from her. Although occasionally she will pick up some really nice larger things. Like for instance, I showed off the Catan dice game. That actually came from Bubbles. She actually had found that somewhere. I can't remember where. Hello, Miss Delvey. How you doing, my dear? And that was one she actually picked up. In addition, like I said, you guys have seen the trivia games. An example of the game show we do. In addition, and I'm going to jump over to the webcam scene real quick. We have what we call our super puzzle. You only see this 2 to 3 times an episode. So you got to really pay attention when it comes up. It's this puzzle, right over here. I keep forgetting to point the right way. This puzzle right here. I'm getting there, Delve. I'm getting there. All right, Twisted. Have yourself a good one. I will see you. We will be over to bug you very, very, very shortly. This is one of those puzzles where we don't give you guys any hints as to how to solve it. As you guys saw the vault earlier, the vault is our larger prize. So I basically decided I'm going to throw this up here for when I'm not on camera, to give you guys something to work on. That's the purpose of the puzzle and typically the one-player game. So it's like if I've got to step away, I can put this up. It gives you something to work on while I'm not in front of the camera. But yeah, like I said, it's nice to know the timer worked. I'm still waiting for it to go off. We actually finished. Oh, it's about to go off. I think, what did we finish with on the timer? 7 minutes? I think it was like 7 minutes. So I'm doing a ton of talking in 7 minutes. There we go. I like this little timer. I like that timer a lot. Something to drive you insane. Yeah, well, no. I don't want to drive you insane. I just want you, as I said, I always say, use your little gray cells. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we're going to wrap things up here tonight. We're going to send you guys over to Twisty here very, very, very shortly. For those of you that were here for the first time, welcome. Hope you will be back with us on Saturday, where we give away small prizes and large prizes, and God knows what else we will do on Saturday. Wait a minute. Ooh, I got to talk to Bubbles about Saturday. I may not be on Saturday. Shoot. I just realized I may not be on Saturday. If I'm not on Saturday, I will be on Sunday. I totally forgot about that. So I got to talk to Bubbles. It is never your first day, Trent. You are not a game show virgin. I know you're not a game show virgin. Um, but with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. And as we always say, or as we've always said, you can exercise the body. That's a very, very good thing. But if you don't exercise the gray cells, what good is the rest of it going to do you? So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take you guys over to the closing scene, and we are going to wrap it up. And we will see you guys. I'm going to say, well, we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe. I got to go talk to Bubbles about all that. So with that, guys, we will see you guys sometime between now and Sunday. That much I promise. Until then, folks, exercise. Best thing for you.